Alright guys, hello, I'm Norbez, in case you didn't know, and today we are going to play a game called Muscle of Jaws, who is by an awesome developer and friend of mine, Katie/Jasmine, who's made a bunch of other great games, like Three Guys That Paint, and Redacted Life recently for NaNoRenO 2016. Now, this was originally supposed to be played by the Two Twins Talk, which is both me and Elena or Hayes for a critique show, but difficulties kind of came up and we decided to split off and do separate playthroughs of the game. So I hope you enjoy. I have played a little bit of the game off camera, but not a lot. So this is gonna be interesting. Let's just start this baby up, huh? It's like slowly swinging toward us. Sable Beach is the kind of Canadian beach that lets you appreciate our country's criminally short summer. Warm sun, cool winds, a perfect view of Lake Huron. Hey mister! Hey! Annoying people. Yep, a perfectly normal beach. Mister! Yes? Why are you dressed like you're from an old movie? Is that why you're disturbing me? To ask me about my choice of attire? He sounds like a dignified gentleman, doesn't he? Wow. You even talk like you're from an old movie. I love this girl. You have an accent. Are you British? I did not come to this spot to be interrogated by nosy, judgmental young persons in loud-colored shorts. Those are loud-colored shorts? Man, that must be the most colorful outfit you ever seen in your life if that's the loud-colored shorts. Am I right? Now who's judgmental? Oh, look at that smirk. You just got owned, Bernard. Dots. I was about to reply with my own quip when I saw a man slide by. He was carrying a fishing rod and tackle box. The young man noticed me too, and for a second, he stopped walking and we locked eyes. Where had I seen him before? He apparently knew the answer to that before I did, because a look of realization crossed his face, followed by him awkwardly smiling and waving at me. Oh, I remembered where I knew him from. I didn't wave back. The girl turned around to see where my cold gaze was directed to. And after she spotted the man in the blue Hawaiian shirt, she turned back to me. Intro bang! I think that's what it's called. The man gave up waving and continued walking off. Do you know him? Yes. If she asked me to elaborate on that, I wouldn't have. Fortunately, she didn't. Mister? What? You still haven't told me why you're dressed like that. What's wrong with the way I dress? Everything. This girl has snark levels that are unfreaking believable, and if you like her snark, you're gonna like Hannah in Redacted Life, I guarantee. Okay. Oh, alright, I'm done. As you can possibly deduce for yourself, this one's got a charming young girl. Young girl? She looks like she might be in her teens. You wearing pants and a jacket to the beach? Aren't you getting too hot? I'm fine. But what if you want to go swimming? I won't. I don't do swimming. And he's too cool for that, don't you see? He's too cool for that. What, you just sit there all day? All day. All night. That's my life. It was like trying to explain the concept in New Zealand to a duck. Am I the only one that doesn't get this joke? If someone is watching and they get this joke, can they explain it to me? Like, I think it might have something to do with the island or the water. I don't get this joke, but Fine, I'll go. You do that. Oh, I thought she said she was going to the other guy. Oh well. Before the girl decided to grace me with her presence, I'd been working on my next academic thesis. And by working on it, I mean trying to reread one of my marine biology books for inspiration, but so far I hadn't had any luck with it. I just didn't have the kind of creative drive I had before. The white noise of waves crashing used to help me think of ideas, but it seemed like the magic was gone now. I could see the man in the loud Hawaiian shirt take his boat up to the Great Lake to fish. Matt. That was his name. Matt Lee. I turned back to my book on marine biology. Failing that after 20 minutes, I switched to a book on Oxyudercinae. Oxyudercinae? I'm so sorry if I botched that. I feel like I did. But yeah. Mudskippers are the members of the subfamily Oxyudercinae tribe. Oh my gosh. Ophthalmini within the family Gabidae. I feel like some marine biologist is watching this and being like, you moron. I'm sorry, everybody. The subfamily includes about 41 species. They are completely amphibious fish that can use their pectoral fins to walk on land. Being amphibious, they are uniquely adapted to the intertidal habitats, able to survive the retreat of the tide. You can practically hear the salt waves of this remarkable passage here. Mudskippers are quite active when out of water, feeding and interacting with one another. For example, to defend their territories. They are found in tropical, subtropical, and temperate regions, including the Indo-Pacific and Atlantic coast of Africa. Compared to fully adequate globies or gobbies, I'm gonna go gobbies, these fish present a range of particular behavioral and physiological adaptations to an amphibious lifestyle. I like how Bernard is just standing there, and I'm just assuming he's holding the book right up to his face and standing. Like, I like that image. I like that image a lot. And speaking of the art, I really like the textured style you have going on here. It has a really nice look to it. The colors there's not that much in the color range here, but it's all really nice. It all fits the game really well. This is good. I really like it. But anyway, back to our wonderful passage about mudskippers and gobbies. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm not pronouncing simple words. Anatomical and behavioral adaptations that allow them to move effectively on land as well as in the water. As their name implies, these fish use their fins to move around in a series of skips. They can also flip their muscular bodies to catapult themselves up to 2 feet 60 centimeters into the air. Mudskippers. I'd resorted to reading about mudskippers. Ugh, I was bored. I couldn't help but look back up to see where I last saw Matt's boat, but it wasn't there anymore. He must have stopped fishing. Had that much time really passed? Hey, mister! What is it this time? You know that guy you were staring at? Well, he's saying there's a shark in the lake. Is that true? What? That's ridiculous. Just then I saw Matt appear on the scene. Hey! I'm telling you, I saw it. A great big shark. He was with a group of tourists who were laughing at him. Ha! Sharks! And I suppose you saw a penguin on your way to work, too. Heh, Matt, you're a real teller of tall tales. First I've heard that. You'd think if Matt started making up stories to gain attention, he'd come up with something more believable. But then again, knowing Matt's childishness, yeah, I said that right, firsthand, I suppose it made sense he wouldn't. Come on, man, I'm serious! There can't possibly be a shark in Lake Huron. Sharks need salt water? Now that last one annoyed me. That last one really annoyed me. I walked away from my oh, he had a beach chair. Was there a passage earlier about him in a beach chair? Because I didn't see one. You people are idiots! Of course sharks can live in lakes. Have you heard of freshwater sharks? Or river sharks? And bull sharks. And adapt their breathing process to survive in a broad range of environments, including salt water. I was being rude, I know, but I was upset by their ignorance. And what makes you the expert? My degree. I'm a marine biologist. Oh, right. I should probably mention my full name is Dr. Bernard Hooper. I even managed to publish a few thesis articles on marine life before I ran out of inspiration. Well, I'm sorry, but we already knew this part. The sentence is kind of redundant, but moving on. Alright, dude, fine. Whatever. The crowd dispersed. And then they all went to get hot dogs or something. Matt, look, I just lies next to me. I'm like, boop, he elbowed me. Aw, we're friends. Matt sheepishly sidled? I think that's sidled next to me. Thanks for standing up for me. If that's what you think I was doing, you're wrong. I just want to educate these people with common knowledge. Either way, thanks for doing what you did. Don't mention it, Bubs. Don't mention it. Now, what's all this about a shark? I saw one while I was at the lake. Impossible. Huh? You too, but you just said... I simply said that sharks can live in lakes, not that there's one in Lake Huron. But why can't there be, Bernard? I'm sorry, I just got the funniest picture of him just holding, like, putting his hands to Bernard's face, like, why can't there be one, Bernard? Like, it's like, okay, dude, that's enough. There has never been a shark found there before. Where would it come from? I don't know. All I know is that I saw one. Oh, look at that. He's like, it looks like a little boy having a tantrum. Look at that pose. I love it. I love it. Don't believe me? Why don't you come on the lake with me? I'm sure I'll be able to spot it again. Ugh, you think I have nothing better to do with my time than to go to ride in your tub of a boat? That's a burn. Yes. It's not a tub. It's a trawler. I almost care. Almost. Yeah? Well, why don't you want to go check it out? Still scared of the water? Afraid of getting a little splashed? Shut up. These two meanie pantses. Now I just want to wipe that cocky grin off his face. His grin is not the cocky thing, it's the eyebrows, dude. The eyebrows are selling it. You're so certain, aren't you? I'm telling you, I saw a shark. Please, just come onto the lake. Even if it doesn't prove me wrong, just check. I sighed. Alright, fine. Awesome! Thank you! You won't be sorry. Oh, won't I? When did you want to do this? Right now! I'll pack a few things and we'll go! I'm not gonna give you a chance to back out of it! It seemed that fate wanted me to go to the lake. Shark is coming closer. Matt's boat. This music is gorgeous. Oh, Katie. You seem to have a knack for picking very good tracks in your games, and I think these are all very nice tracks. I hope it doesn't get redundant, though. That's the one thing I'm worried about, that it doesn't get redundant in its tone. But it's really nice. I really like the music. And the art is great, too. There's like a texture to it. I'm not sure if it's... I don't think it's the same texture from Three Guys That Paint, but there's like a... I don't know how to explain it, but there's a really nice look to it. It just feels really good. Yeah. I'm gonna stop now and continue the story. Matt drove his trawler fishing boat out into the lake, far away from other boats. Eventually, he turned the motor off, halting the boat. I watched as Matt started tossing bits of fish into the water. Then he took one of them, and instead of breaking it up into bits like before, he attached it to his fishing hook. Looking closely, I could identify the dead bait as blackhead minnow. Matt cast the lure into the lake. Setting his fishing rod on a stand, he continued to drop bits of bait into the water. What are you doing? Ground baiting, you know? Oh, right. I remembered. Fish don't like unfamiliar food. If fish see odd bait, they won't touch it. Introducing the bait to the lake's inhabitant over the course of several hours or even days could help the fish become more attracted to a lure. The more you know! So fishers, if they're smart, often drop some of the bait they're using into the water, which would be carried by the water's currents. This is what I did last time. I was trying to fish for trout. Then the shark appeared. I brought a camera this time. Photographic evidence. It even allows video recording. We'll see it. Then you know I wasn't lying. I don't think you're lying for attention. I just think you saw something and thought it was a shark. Maybe you saw a smaller fish in the distance, or a piece of garbage floating around. Nah, man. I saw the real thing. Trust me, you'll know it when you see it. Something tells me I highly doubt that. Suddenly, excuse me, a large gray animal appeared out of the water, right next to the boat. It looks like Dipper and Mabel from Gravity Falls up there. It was a shark, and it was huge. I glanced back at Matt. I won't say he actually said I told you so, but it really looked like he was fighting the urge. So what do you think, Doctor? Was it a piece of garbage floating around? I'm sorry for doubting you, bro. I apologize for doubting you. Nah, don't mention it. Nah, you're a sweetheart. Nat's boat. Matt began videotaping... Oh, hold on 1 second. Alright. Excuse me. Alright then. Matt began videotaping the shark on his camera. I wish I brought my sketch pad. I was so convinced that I wouldn't see a shark that I didn't. So instead I tried to note the shark's traits and try to figure out its species. A freshwater shark. That was a given. I mentally went back to encyclopedia description. The river sharks are 5 rare species of sharks in the genus Glyphis, I think, although due to their secretive habits, other species could easily remain undiscovered. The river sharks are members of the family Carcharhinidae, I believe I pronounced that right, and thus share the basic characteristics of the group. But this shark didn't share those characteristics, however basic. It had a snout that was large, robust, and cone-shaped, not slim and pointed like typical freshwater sharks. Besides, all known freshwater sharks have been found in Southeast Asia and Australia, not Canada, and it was amazingly large. It looked about 12 feet? If Matt and I stood on each other's shoulders, we still wouldn't beat its length. Usual freshwater river sharks? About 7 feet. To sum it up, this creature looked more like a great white shark than anything else. The resemblance was almost uncanny, really, except for the breathing fresh water aspect. This is new. Matt turned to me and watched. I stared at the water. We're looking at an entirely new, undiscovered species. I turned to him and glanced at his mounted camera. I'm sorry, words are becoming hard to pronounce. I'm actually feeling a little sick right now. That could be why. But I'll try. I'm gonna try to up my A game in the vocabulary department. I promise. Anyway, can I ask you a favor? Don't tell anyone about the shark. Oh, what? Just not yet. I don't want a bunch of people going out looking for it. They might scare it away or harm it. What if the shark attacks them? Ridiculous. They're more likely to get mauled to death by a deer than a shark. Huh. I didn't know that. No way. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, man. Is that really true? Is that like a fact? I want to know this now. Matt, there are lots of deer in Canada. They've been known to be far more territorial than sharks. Oh really? I'm taking another screenshot. That's a really interesting fact. But dude, people have been bitten by sharks. Usually it's from curiosity or confusion on the shark's part. You see a human splashing around and not knowing what the human is, come close to investigate. Animals investigate things by chewing the object of interest, like a human toddler does. So many... Oh, wow, that's an interesting comparison, like a human toddler. You know, there's a lot of animals that are compared to human toddlers, like macaws, home macaws. This is, oh well, I'm sorry, I'm getting flashbacks to the book, The Parrot Who Thought She Was a Dog. And that book is sad. I didn't think Muscle of Jaws would give me flashbacks to one of the saddest bird books I ever read in my life. But yeah, there are a lot of animals that are compared to human toddlers in terms of their investigative nature. I'm gonna go with that. But that's an interesting fact. I didn't know that, but that makes sense. I'm glad I can learn things about sharks. A lot more than I would have thought I would in a game about sharks. Usually, there are a lot of games that have a theme or topic that only kind of brush the bare minimum of the topic, but I'm actually glad that there are a lot of things to learn here, though I do know that I'm pretty sure there is no such thing as a freshwater shark. I believe there was a blog post Katie wrote saying how the freshwater shark in this game is a fictional creation, but yeah, I really enjoy learning all these things here. Excuse me. Yeah, like, seriously, there are a lot of games that are like, oh, we're gonna be about this, but it's just a bare minimum of things, and I really appreciate that there are a lot of different things to learn here. Oh yeah, it says on the blog post, 14 things about Muscle of Jaws at number 8. The shark is a fictional species. I wanted a shark that was big, threatening, had a specific shape, and could breathe in fresh water. Since no such shark fits all these requirements, I used artistic license. So yeah, the shark isn't real, but freshwater sharks may be. That's pretty cool though. So you know. Yeah. Anyway. Let me reread this whole thing. Animals investigate things by chewing the object of interest, like a human toddler does. So many shark attacks happen by accident, not aggression. So please, don't even worry about that. The shark is not going to go rogue and start thirsting for human blood. Okay, but what now? I want to contact some of my colleagues. See if they know anything I might be missing. Okie doke. Alright, I'm gonna actually stop the video right here, but not before we're gonna play a little game that I like to call Norbez Overanalyzes Something. And this might not appear in every single one of the videos, but I do want to take a deeper look at something in the game that I couldn't otherwise. You know, just for fun really, honestly. But anyway, today I'm gonna take a look at the clothing of the main characters. So I find it actually really interesting what they're wearing. I don't know if you do, but if you don't, you can stop the video here. We'll come back tomorrow and part 2 will be here. That's fine. But today on Norbez Overanalyzes Something, we're going to talk about what Matt and Bernard are wearing. So we're gonna start with Matt because I find his outfit really interesting. It's kind of like a fusion of casual clothes and professional wear because it is a it's a Hawaiian shirt. There's no mistaking that. It's even labeled in game that it's a Hawaiian shirt. But it has these cuffs, it has buttons, and it has a collar, and all those things are attributes of more white collar work. Like more of an office job kind of thing. And the Hawaiian shirt to me is attributed to a lot of different things, but I think it highlights Matt's childish nature more than anything, because it's seen as something of tourism. It's seen as kind of a childish, silly getup. Like, if there's one man I attribute with the Hawaiian shirt, it's John Lasseter, head of Pixar, who apparently has a ton of those things. And when you see this guy, and not only his Hawaiian shirt, but also his nature from what the personality that comes out of him, he seems like a childish man. Not in a bad sense, but a man who is has the heart of a child within him, and that makes sense. So I think the Hawaiian shirt is interesting because it has a childish, there's a childish undertone to it. But for Matt, there's also the cuffs, and there's also the collar on the top. So he's childish, but he's also a professional, which is interesting. I like you combine those two things with his clothing. Now the shades, those are interesting too. Katie talked about these in the 14 Things About Must-Love Jaws, that they are 80s sunglasses called shutter shades, and they are based on Chris Terrarium's Avatar icon, which I totally get. But that's interesting too. Like, it's an older piece. Oh, I'm just gonna mute that and I'll come back in a minute. But it's interesting to have like this older kind of glasses on his head, and it's not even. That's a weird design, don't you think? It's not even touching his ears. It's just resting on top there. That's interesting. But yeah, and they're pink. I don't know. Maybe this is just me, but there is a very how do I put this? There's a really cool sense to the game's color. Because blue, light blue and light pink are emphasized in everything in the thing. Everything in the thing. Wow, I just said that. Everything in the game. But this is not only in Matt and Bernard's clothing, because he has the blue and the pink, and Matt only has the pink, but also in the choices. If you didn't notice, they are blue, but when you hover over them, they become pink. And when you think about, I don't know if that was an intentional, like, gender binary kind of thing. I don't think it was, because, you know, boys blue, girls pink. Oh no, fun fact actually, it was originally the other way around. Yeah, once upon a time, it used to be girls were in blue and boys were in pink. But it was, I can't remember where I read this, but and if I got this wrong, just someone let me know. But I feel like, yeah. But I remember reading a while ago that in World War II, Hitler attributed pink to homosexuals who were also being killed by the Nazi Party, and because of that, that's when the whole world was like, okay, switcheroo here, and blue's the manly color, and pink is the girly color. Yeah. So that's a fun fact for you today, that it was originally the other way around. And I remember way back when, I think I mentioned this in a different place before, but way back when I worked on a story when I was a little Norbez. And it was called Heroes Darkness, Hiro apostrophe S Darkness, and it was about these different heroes? Not really heroes, but different characters who are all made of color, and plus each one was based on a color. So because of that, I did a lot of research at the time with what different colors meant, and what's interesting to me is what blue and pink mean. And blue, it's like a courageous color, and it's like this daring color, especially the shade that Matt has on, which isn't really seen in the other ones. Yeah, it's not seen in the text bubble. It's not seen in the choices. He has a different shade of blue than anything else in the game. Except for the ocean, I think. I think the ocean had like a dark blue tone to it, but not really. I can't really remember anymore. I'm sorry. Excuse me. But yeah, he has like a blue is like this daring color, and I think that's cool. I wonder if that's gonna reveal anything about Matt later. Maybe I'm just like I said, this is me overanalyzing things, so I could be looking way too far into this stuff. I could be looking so far in that it's like, no, it's not even happening. But you know, I like analyzing things, and I like looking into these kind of things. It's cool to me. But yeah, and also interesting to me is that blue is a color of calmness. It's a color of trust and unity and confidence. And yeah, you definitely see that in Matt. He seems very self-assured. Even when Bernard is kind of confrontational to him, he's still like, he seems calm to it. He seems like a calm person who's confident with himself, and I think the color blue does reflect that in him. And I wonder how that is gonna play later. And blue is also loyalty. I think that's pretty cool. Though pink, I didn't do a lot of research on pink for the Hero's Dark Hero. It's pronounced hero, but I pronounced it Hyro when I was young. Okay, but back then the only research I did on pink was that it is a color of excitement. And I wonder if there's gonna be any exciting things happening in this story. Like, I'm curious, okay? But yeah, so Bernard, anyway. But so his shirt, pink, the excitement, I wonder, because he's gonna get some excitement in his kind of doldrum life, at least in a doldrum of, well, I think he's kind of in a slump right now. Creatively, he doesn't have the passion he used to, he said so himself. So I think this is gonna bring some excitement that he really kind of needs. And that's cool. That's cool. I can't wait for what's gonna happen next. And it is funny how he's wearing long pants, long jacket on the beach of all things. But it kind of also sees how he's kind of closed off to the people around him. Like, he kind of acts like a jerk to this little girl, doesn't he? I mean, I understand that the shock of someone just coming up to you and being like, "Hey, why are you dressed like that?" Like, what? Like, but he's still kind of a jerk. Okay, we can admit that, right? So, I wonder if the clothing does kind of represent that he's closed off in a way. He's not like, and also that he's not like other people around him. He's a marine biologist at a beach, so he's very different from the other people around him. So, yeah. And also Brown, I don't know if this is gonna be, important. But Brown does represent Earth, of course, so I guess, I don't know if that's instrument to play, but it does represent home, it represents stability, reliability, endurance, simplicity, and comfort. So I wonder if that's gonna come into play, being a reliable person to Matt, maybe? Or enduring the challenges of a shark at a very big lake, it could be? I don't know. I only played up to like this point when I played a little bit off camera, if I remember correctly. So I don't know what's happening next. I didn't finish this game yet. And I like the bowl cut, which Kitty said in her 14 Things About Muscle Job post. The bowl cut is usually a haircut given to smart characters, and Bernard clearly is a smart character. Alright, so that's the end of the portion for Naomi and Norbez overanalyzes something. And like I said, this portion might not be in all of the videos, but I did want to like look at the clothes and their attire with wide eyes and like overanalyzing everything that they're wearing. That was fun. So I hope you enjoyed that. And for now we are going to stop. So I will see you next time in Must Love Jaws Part 2, where we continue our adventure with these two. And if you want to continue before I upload tomorrow, you can download it. There's a link in the description. It might show up on screen. I'm not Future Me yet. So Future Me, if you hear that, can you put a link on there for them? Thank you. I'd appreciate that. I think they will too.